welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about the documentary Frozen Planet on Thin Ice. It's a great documentary about climate change and how the ice caps are melting because of climate change. I definitely encourage you all to watch this documentary. It is available on Netflix, and I'm sure you can also get it on the internet as well. The video talks about how the Arctic is warming. So the Arctic, it's said in the video that it's warming twice as fast as the rest of the planet. The reason why this is happening is obviously because of the CO2 we are emitting into the atmosphere is making our Earth collectively warmer. So the condition of the local polar bears in the Arctic have been diminishing in the last 30 years. Some of the mother polar bears haven't eaten in half a year. The length of time to go hunting is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, the more our atmosphere is warming. Because of the warming of our planet, their summers are getting longer, which means no ice, which means less food. So the local people in the Arctic are saying that there's cracks that are forming where they have never been before. The ice is literally cracking beneath their feet. In the documentary, they showed a picture of the Arctic at the end of the summer in 1980 and how now it has dropped there's been a 30% drop in the ice coverage in that same area. I've seen a lot of documentaries that have said 2050 is that threshold year where if we don't make a change now, we're going to see that there is going to be the significant decline in glaciers in 2050, and that's kind of that turning point. The white ice reflects 90% of the sun's rays, but without that ice, there's open water, and with our Earth warming, the ice is melting, which leaves more open water, which is darker in color. It's dark blue, which attracts more sun. So just like if you're wearing like a black shirt in summer, you're gonna get hotter, you're gonna attract more sun because it's a darker color. And then that is absorbing the sun more, and it's warming the oceans, which is making it so our ice is melting faster. So this reflection of our ice, reflecting 90% of the sun's energy, helps cool our planet. Without this ice, our planet will warm at an exponential rate. In the Arctic, the ice has been thinning fast. It's nearly halved in thickness since 1980. Across the Arctic Ocean, there's just a couple meters of ice, and that is due to climate change. That is due to man-made causes. This has only been happening in recent years, and it's just getting progressively worse, and it's going to keep getting exponentially worse if we don't make a change, and if we don't do something about the problem now. If we don't reduce our CO2 emissions and our methane emissions and our nitrous oxide emissions, all of greenhouse gas emissions, we need to be reduced in order for us to save our glaciers. We're going to see things directly affecting us by these glaciers melting. We're going to see sea level rise. We're going to see flooding. We're going to see temperatures rising in our waters, which makes the coral die. And it's just, there's this whole domino effect. These glaciers that we've had for centuries, if these start melting, what's going to happen then? We've already been seeing flooding and sea level rise in certain places in the US and in a lot of little islands where people are starting to have to move from their island to other places and have to evacuate because of sea level rise. There's a picture showing a 94-year time span of Antarctica before and after, and most of that shrinking happened within a matter of 30 years. What's going to happen in the next 30 years when the Earth is getting even warmer than it was 30 years ago? So in the Arctic Peninsula, there's been an increase in temperature going up 3 degrees centigrade within the last 50 years, which is 10 times more than the rest of the planet. And the Arctic Ocean, they're predicting that it's getting so thin that it could completely melt during the summer, and that's including the North Pole as well. Scientists are also already predicting that in the Arctic, it could be open water within the next few decades. That's within our lifetime that this could happen. This is not some futuristic idea. If we continue to deny the fact of climate change, or if we continue to do things the way we've always been doing them, sea level is inevitable. It's going to keep on rising. We need to be thinking of long term instead of short term. I need to be fixing the long term problem that could be affecting our future generations. In the last 20 years, Greenland actually has been warming, and there are more lakes forming, and it's called these canals. So the water goes through these canals and is carving these tunnels through the glaciers, and which is making the ice melt faster. And there's huge holes opening up, and they're draining the meltwater away. It was said in the documentary that Greenland's ice is flowing to the sea twice as fast than it did 20 years ago. Scientists predict that Greenland is going to add 0.5 meter to the world's sea levels in the next century. And this 0.5 meter added onto the world's sea levels is enough to swamp low-lying islands. So population increase, and with our economy growing, if we continue to rely on fossil fuels and coal and oil to power our economy and to power our homes, our earth is just going to get warmer and things are just going to get worse. And we don't want our future generation to have to deal with this problem that we've caused them. So again, this video is called Frozen Planet on Thin Ice. I definitely recommend checking it out. Get your friends to come watch it with you. It'll make it more fun, have a movie night. Some things you can do to help this cause would be to go out there and do some research on renewable energy, to make some changes within your lifestyle within the next couple weeks. Maybe tomorrow, instead of driving to work or driving to school, maybe you ride your bike, or maybe you take a walk, or maybe you take a nice run. Try to make small changes within your diet, maybe eating a little less meat than you usually would a week. Try to use less energy, turn off the lights when you leave your room, unplug your charger when your phone's not charging in it. Just small things like that can make a huge difference. Definitely get involved in, local efforts around your community. Look up some local groups that are trying to help this climate change problem. Promoting conversation is really key. Getting people interested about the subject, and spread the word, whether that's on social media or in other aspects of your life. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any comments or questions, please do comment below. I would love to hear, your opinions and what you think about this video. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.